Right, YouTube, what's occurring? Welcome to this week's episode. Not been out sailing this week, but just doing a few odd jobs. A couple of things we have to do. One of them is to replace the clear window in the spray dodger, and the other thing I'm doing is moving the mainsail halyard from the winch and the cleat on the mast, bringing it back to the cockpit, moving the winch and putting in a new spin lock cleat, a jam cleat, and moving that back to the cockpit to facilitate single-handed sailing. So getting the mainsail raised and dropped in the cockpit. So those are the projects we've been busy with this week. We have fixed the starter motor, and we have replaced I've added a start button to the dashboard where the Volvo ignition switch should give me some trouble. So they can see over there. So we've got a push button start rather than a key start. So yeah, so a couple of projects. Watch this. Looking good, Peter. Another couple of projects complete, so can't get this replaced, the spray dodger replaced until next year. So in the meantime I just replaced the clear glass myself, and we can see we can see. And while I had the sewing machine out, I stitched up a little cover to keep that out of the sun, and I've made myself a cover to hang in the hatchway as well at night, rather than having to put the washboards back. So swearing and cursing at the sewing machine, but I got it done. Very happy with that. Not the best job, but for minimal cost I can see, and it's probably good for another couple of months. So I've taken the pulley off the side of the mast and I've carved a hole the back of the mast to put that in there. I'm going to drill it and rivet it now, and I've been down to Burnsco to pick up 4 rivets, because that's stainless steel into aluminium, so these are special rivets. So here you're looking at $3.60, and that's not $3.60 for the bag, that's $3.60 each. Oh well, here we go. So we've moved the main sheet halyard pulley sleeve box from the side of the mast back up to a winch, back down to a cleat, and I removed all of that, and I removed the box pulley into there, and I've removed the cleat and removed the winch, and those are all going back on the dashboard. So the positioning of the winch is important to make sure we can get access to the handle without impeding anything. So you'll notice I've removed the bracket. There was a bracket here. There was a bracket here that holds the GPS chart plotter. I'm going to move that down here or here, I'm not sure yet. But the winch is going to go there to give me enough purchase swing room. So next step is to drill the 4 holes and fit the base of the winch in its place. So here goes. So in order to remove the screws so that I can mark the drill bit, I have to remove that washer. There's a washer there, grease washer, which was flat against there. I've got to take that off so I can get the screws out and get the drill to mark it. But careful not to lose these little ratchets, the spring-loaded ratchets that are on the side. So that's just a little bit messy, but that washer will come off with a little bit of force. It is quite tight and messy, but we'll get it off. So I got the washer removed and I got that position where I need it, kept the little tabs intact. I'm going to mark the 4 holes, and we're going to be drilling a hole through the roof of the boat. So the drill bit I've used is a little bit smaller than the hole in the bronze, which is good, and the old screws from the mast, which will be too short for this job, are nice and tight, so at least I can use them to position the winch for the other 3 holes.
Now the problem is, I've got to move it away to get all the way through. And for the other 2 holes. Oops.
little bit of CRC while we've got it open to make sure the hinges are working, the little jammers are working. Cool. And just give it a bit of a lubricant. Right. Now, the other thing to do is to put a bit of silicone into the holes. A little bit of
silicone sealant in the holes. And at the same time, a bit of silicone in the old holes that were used for the bracket for the GPS chart plotter. Seal them up so we don't get any moisture between the fiberglass skins. Right. First one in.
So that friction wear pad is quite a tight fit, and I had to wedge it off, as you saw. Well, I've just had to use a knife and scrape it clean, because it was quite a tight fit, but it's on there now, so we'll get that down.
Yeah, she's pretty tight. Actually, I wonder if the winch might help.
Woohoo! I love it, I love it, I love it! Love it, I love it, I love it. Next is the jam cleat that goes there to hold the rope, the line, and I've got us here a spin lock made in the US, made in the UK, apologies, and that's a fairly good piece of equipment. So that lines up behind there with a couple of 2 stainless steel screws and the same washers on the inside over there. So let's line it up and see. Bringing that line through just underneath the canvas and above the timber and putting it around the winch and winding it nice and tight will give me the line and show me where to drill the hole. So that's next. So I'm going to drill the pilot hole from this side, and then I'll use this drill from the other side, and I'll explain to you why once we've got through. So let's just line this up. So we're replacing this canvas in the new year, so I'm not overly concerned about drilling a hole through it, but I don't want the hole to spread. I would like it to last at least a month or two. So what I've done is I'll put the drill in reverse and high speed, and hopefully the idea is to burn the canvas so that it doesn't spread once the hole is through there. Let's see if it works.
I'm not pushing too hard, I want a lot of heat and not much drilling. Well, I've got through the canvas and it doesn't look like it's burnt it. I'll have to get something, a nice hot knife to burn it. Okay, let's change the direction and drill this hole. Oh, let's mess that up. Oh, now it's getting hot enough.
Well, it's hot and it's melting the canvas, so that's going to go a long way to help seal it.
It's not really very sharp, but it's probably the last time I'll be using it. So I may just sacrifice it through there.
We'll try from the other side. In hindsight, going in reverse to try and burn the canvas, I'm blunt and I destroyed that bit. So anyway, there's a nice neat hole through there now. I need to get probably a soldering iron or a hot knife to seal that canvas. And nuts and washers at the bottom. Job done. Cleat, hole through the splash guard, cleat in place, winch in place, all done. can now raise and drop the mainsail from the cockpit. Raise and drop the mainsail from the cockpit. Perfect. One more task for tomorrow. That's just the topping lift. That still goes down to a cleat on the mast. So that's quite simple. That's going to go through a pulley, come through a hole here to a cleat over here. So that's a lot easier. I've got the pulley, I've got the cleat, so I don't have to keep going back to buy the stainless steel screws, nuts and bolts. But I'm happy with that. That's a good job. That's looking good. Perfect. So I think that's a wrap for this video. If you enjoyed that, smash the like button, and if you're not already subscribed, also consider subscribing. It is free, it does help my numbers. And hit the share button. Share this with your mates, send it out there. But I'll get this video out next week. Next week I think we're on holiday in Mount Maunganui, and the week after we'll be sailing. But there will be a video next week, so keep an eye out.